Hey, do you like some pineapples? Hey guys, it's Tris, and welcome to the first episode of Monday Movies. Personally, I am very excited to share with you all this segment because it's basically my favorite segment of all in this channel. Because, as all of you may know, I love movies, and just talking about movies, talking about feelings, interpretations, different analysis. It's just an experience, and we never know. I might learn from you guys also. So let's share some thoughts with each other and let's talk about films. So today we are going to talk a wonderful and amazing film by an amazing director. This is Chungking Express by Wong Kar-wai. Initial thoughts? Actually, before watching the film, I actually thought that the film was really boring because I first saw a movie of Wong Kar-wai and it was called 2046. I saw it when I was 16, and it had this really intense sex scene, and I was really not prepared for it. And as I followed the storyline, I just got so dizzy, I got so bored, and it was so messy. That's why when I saw that Chungking Express is one of his famous films, I said, I might not really watch it because it looks boring. Because as if you look at the color grading, if you look at the color tone, it's not really that vibrant, not really that attractive. I mean, personally, that's me. But when I watched another film of Wong Kar-wai, which is In the Mood for Love, I saw it recently this year, 2021, and just fell in love with it. And I thought that Wong Kar-wai has this really great method of storytelling, not just in dialogue, but also in the visuals, in the imagery of his films. And we're going to discuss that also here in Chungking Express, because Chungking Express had a lot of artistic connotations, a lot of symbolisms all together. And it's just an amazing film. It's basically a film of falling in love, falling out of love, how we give sentimentality to goods, and how they matter to us. So before that, let's just give a brief recap of what happened in the film. So basically, the film is divided into two parts. The first story tells about a guy named Wu and his encounter with the girl in the blonde wig with sunglasses. Like, look at me, I have the prop also, so don't worry. I have the prop. Do I look like her? Do I look like her? Do I look? Just a brief background. Both of them are in a situation that is very, very chaotic. I mean, for Wu, he's going through a breakup. He's heartbroken because his ex May just broke up with him, and he craves for physical touch. He craves for something sentimental. He wants to feel things, but he can't because he just got off of a heartbreak. No? So that's that. But for blonde girl right here, she also experiences not really far away from what Wu is experiencing. If you analyze the movie, I believe, in my opinion, I don't know if it's right, I believe that she was somehow betrayed by the one she liked, or I would like to assume the one she loved, because she always wore the wig, and the wig somehow represented something that her past lover might have liked. Girl was basically in some drug rage shit, transferring drugs abroad through Indians. And those Indians, she lost them, and she's running out of time. So she's gotta find them, and it's really chaotic. The first part of the film is just the camera movement, the the manipulation of film, the manipulation of visuals. It's just so chaotic. It's as if you're with them. You're with Wu. You're with the girl in the blonde wig, running for their lives, running to survive. And they encounter, in spite of what they're experiencing, they have met. And it's just so funny because they met in a very weird place, but both of them are just so vulnerable, and it's not really warm because both of them are experiencing difficulties in their lives, and at the end of that day, they became friends because of the goodness they did for each other. Somehow that is love. Even for a person you just met, wiping off dirt in the shoes of a stranger, it's already love. Telling a stranger happy birthday, it's already love. It's an act of kindness, and it's just so beautiful. The first story, even though it was short, it was very beautiful. Now, the second part of the story is about Faye, a snack bar girl, and a policeman played by Tony Leung. The Tony Leung. I love Tony Leung. Like, he's so gorgeous. Second story. Basically, it's falling in love. But it's not as quick as the first story. It's actually a process of falling in love. Faye here first becomes attracted to Tony Leung, the policeman. And Tony Leung, the policeman, is going through a heartbreak also. Which is so weird because it's so the same with the first story. So here, as we see, girl, over time, she becomes attracted, she becomes deeply attached to him, even though she's not showing any signs. But with herself, she shows signs by getting that key of his apartment, by going to his apartment, which is a little bit weird. Like, girl, stalker ka. It was so weird because she would go to his house, change a lot of things. It's a weird way of telling that you love someone. It's so kind at the same time because she's somehow helping him move on. And Guy, over that course of time, where she goes to his house anytime, changing, cleaning everything, he's just outside, he just sees girl, and he says hi whenever he can, and then they both encounter in the house. And it's just a funny encounter because Faye keeps on screaming like and I was like laughing the whole time because it's just so funny. Tony Leung ends up knowing what her intentions are, but Faye becomes scared. She becomes closed off, so let's just say she ran away. She ran away, but Tony Leung, the policeman, still waited. And until they met, it's still California dreaming, you guys. Overall, the movie Chungking Express, it's a really good way of storytelling. I only have two main points in this analysis of Chungking Express. And the first one is, of course, there is the romance of goods. I know I've read like an interview of Wong Kar-wai that the story is indeed a romance of goods. As you have seen in the film, the pineapples, the wig, the burger, the chef's king, flight attendant uniform, the tissue boarding pass, everything is about material objects in which we give meaning by giving sentimental representation to things. Let's say this scissors was given to me by my first love, and then he broke up with me. As long as I see it, it serves as a representation of what I lost, but what I also loved. Wherever you see this scissors, it reminds you of his face. I know it's very it's overreacting, but it's how we feel whenever someone gives us something. Automatically, we put meaning into it becomes a reminder. It ends up hurting us, but it ends up making us stronger. First, the pager. Wu first saw it as something really bad because it always reminded him of his ex. But at the end of story 1, it turned out it did him good because blonde girl called him in his pager to greet him happy birthday, and he will remember it for the rest of his life. It also states that the temporality of everyone's state. And there is no such thing as a permanent state of an object, of a situation. Everything will be lost. Love will come, it will be gone in a minute or two. It's temporary. But you'll meet someone again. And can I just say, the cinematography itself of Chungking Express, it's as if it came out of a film camera, a picture. Again, romance of goods, memories of love and loss. So the second thing that I've analyzed in this film is the realism in the art of falling in love and out of love. As we all know, the story is about strangers. It's a connection between strangers. It's the realness of how strangers actually fall in love. I mean, just you rub shoulders with them every day, with strangers every day, and you'll never know that the one that you love right now, you already rubbed shoulders with him or her, I don't know, 5 years ago, 5 months ago, and 5 months later, you met him or her. 0.01 centimeter is an urban space of possibilities, separation or connection, strangers or friends. This is a form of urban space that is of interest to Wong, the physical gap between busy passers-by in the city. In one way or another, we will eventually meet, and we will eventually have a connection, us strangers. People experience falling in love, falling out of love, heartbreaks, but in different situations. We see the similarities in both. The guys experience heartbreak, and the girls, when they're in love, they're very closed off. They're not really open that much. We might treat our relationships really different, but that's just one goal. Each of us wants to be loved. I love how Wong Kar-wai presented falling in love not with overreacted love at first sight. Love here is the hidden glances of persons, small talks, the little acts of kindness, the hidden acts of kindness. That is what falling in love is. Falling in love the first time, the energy that the film gave is like that rush. It's intoxicating. It's like an energy, a ball of energy that you can't let others get hold of. Because you just want it to be yours. But once you let that ball go off, it bounces back to another. You'll end up falling in love again, but it's not the same as when you fall in love the first time. Chungking Express is like a train. It stops at each destination. It stops at each life. It has a different storyline, different characters, different people, but it's the same. It's about having connection with people, forming a relationship with people that you don't really expect that you'll have. This is Tris, and thank you for listening to this very long rant analysis, fangirling mode. And I thank you guys. And if you have any more analysis or stories in mind, feel free to share them. Let's tell stories with each other. Thank you. This is Monday Movies. Goodbye.